We know that his conviction was overturned on the grounds of mental health, and we've spoken to many people on our sofa that have come back from the armed forces suffering with post-traumatic stress. This is something that I know you're very, very passionate about. How common is PTSD and mental health within the armed forces?
Well, it's very common. I mean, statistics suggest that 1 in 3 people will suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The definition and someone being diagnosed with that is when they've had a prolonged trauma where their life is in danger. And I think that as far as Alexander Blackman's concerned, some of the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, yes, it can be explosive anger, but there's also inhibited anger, and that inhibited anger can lead to making mistakes and doing things that you wouldn't actually normally do. And it's a shame that, post-traumatic stress disorder, we've heard about it back in World War I. It was referred to as shell shock, and so what we don't understand is why so little is being done about PTSD in the military.
So what sort of help is being given to men and women in our services?
In our experience, Philip, there is help out there, but usually it's at certain service bases, and the people that we've worked with, they've been offered help, but they've had to be able to go to a military base to get that help, but it's been too far away for them to make the journey.
But the thing is... Sorry, go on.
No, carry on, please.
Yeah, I was going to say that the thing is that, there is hope out there. There is treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder and combat post-traumatic stress disorder. We've worked on the show with former soldiers Dorian Donnelly, Matt Morris, frontline paramed Michelle Sanderson over the last few years. And they have all said, look, there are services out there. There is EMDR, there is CBT, there is psychotherapy and counselling. But like Nick said, it's difficult to get to, or it's extremely prolonged. And what we've shown on the show is that, you can get over it. And one thing that I do think is overlooked are the partners and the loved ones of former servicemen and women who were struggling, because the flashbacks, the night terrors, the anger issues, the sadness, the depression, the suicidal thoughts, all these things are really real. And I think that the MOD need to be really more proactive in this, because if they were actually to make it, to talk to servicemen before they were even deployed and say, look, these are the things that you may face. These are the symptoms that you may incur.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Then first, the stigma would dissipate. Secondly, people would talk about it more openly. But by making people aware, being proactive before they're deployed, there is also a sense of sort of desensitisation to the traumas that they're going to see.
Can for anyone who is watching this, ex-servicemen and women, or someone who is sitting at home thinking, oh, I don't want to speak out, I don't want to do anything, I'm okay, I can tough this out, or I don't trust anyone. Can it always be tackled in whatever form it takes?
PTSD can always be tackled, and I think one of what you've just said there, when we worked with Matt Morris on the show, the other guys in his squadron, he looked at them and thought, why am I broken? They're okay. And when he was on the show and we shared his journey and we got him over complex PTSD, those guys then rang him up and said, Matt, didn't realise, it's us as well, didn't realise you were suffering. And that's the big thing, talking about this.